Hey guys, it's Leanne. Welcome to my YouTube channel if you're new here, and if you're not new, of course, welcome back. To the newcomers as well, please don't forget to subscribe. Please like this video and leave me a comment and let's chat and get... So today's video is the second video of my Friday favourite series. For anyone who's new here, I'm just going to give you a little bit of background. So basically, I've started doing of a Friday favourites, which are just my top 5. So foundations was the first one. Today it's going to be concealers, my top 5 concealers. Next week I'm probably going to do eyeshadow palettes. So if anyone's got any suggestions of any other makeup products you'd like my top 5 on, then please leave me a comment down below and let me know. So today's video is the second episode, shall we say, of my Friday favourite series. So yeah, it's going to be about my favourite concealers. If you'd like to know what my top 5 concealers are and the reasons why and which concealer I'm wearing today, then please keep on watching. These concealers are not in any particular order. Like, I actually do find it hard to be like, this is my number 1, this is my number 2. But I'm just going to talk about my top 5. So these are the top 5 that I always go to no matter what, for myself or on client. If I need a flawless under eye, these are the concealers that I actually turn to. So even though I've just said it's going to be really hard to list a top 5, I actually think I know which one is my absolute favourite concealer, and then all the others are not in order. So anyway, so I think my absolute favourite concealer is the NYX Professional Born to Glow Radiant Concealer, and this is in the shade Vanilla. Now, even though this is a dewy, luminous concealer, so it's not super matte, I actually find it surprisingly super full coverage. Now, normally a matte concealer is more full coverage than more of a dewy one, hydrating one, but I actually find this to be really full coverage. Now, I'm going to leave the price on screen. But yeah, I'd have to say that this is actually my favourite concealer of all time. Like, if I need extra coverage, if I've had like a really bad night's sleep, or I'm just really looking rough as toast or whatever, this is the concealer I'll always go for. But yeah, this is my absolute go-to. It's easy to work with. It doesn't dry super quick on the under eye. It's really hydrating, like I've said, but really full coverage, which normally that doesn't really happen. You normally have hydrating and it's a bit less full coverage, or you'd have matte and it's super full coverage. But this one is like the actual best of both worlds. So I definitely recommend this concealer. And NYX is also cruelty free, so that's just another bonus. Actually, you know what? Every brand that I'm featuring today is cruelty free. So yeah, these are my top 5 cruelty free concealers actually. So the next concealer I'm going to talk about is from Fenty Beauty, and this is the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer. Now, I weren't a fan of this at first. I actually really weren't a fan at all. It's quite a satiny formula. It's quite like a satin feel on the skin. Like, it's not super matte, it's not super drying. But I really didn't like this concealer at first. It was only when I used this concealer in comparison to another concealer that I actually seen how well this concealer performs. I wouldn't say it's full coverage at all. It's really not full coverage, I wouldn't say, but it's definitely close to. It's definitely a medium coverage concealer. Now, one tip for this concealer that I think just works so well. By the way, the shade that I'm in this is the shade 190. So if anyone else is this shade, then this is going to be a tip for anyone in this shade. So yeah, I'm shade 190 in this concealer. Like I've said, it's a really hydrating formula. I weren't keen on it at first, but when I actually set this concealer with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder in the shade Banana, these two just work so well together. Undertones of this just really work well with Fenty Beauty's Banana powder, and honestly, this does not really crease that much under the eye. Obviously, most concealers, or every concealer, does crease under the eye. That's just inevitable. The eye is a part that's always moving and whatnot, and obviously laughter lines and whatnot. But yeah, I found that this is like minimal creasing, and especially when you set it with this, I feel like this is the most flawless under eye I've ever like actually achieved. Like, it photographs so well, these two products together. And even though this was £19, which is obviously very expensive for a concealer, considering you can get concealers for like £9, £5, £4. So it is a bit more expensive, but it is nice to have on special occasions, and I would actually definitely recommend it. So that's because of the lack of creasing and how flawless the under eye looks. And it's actually an easy product to work with. It doesn't dry straight away, so you don't have to really rush to do your makeup. You can leave it sitting on the under eye for a little while so it builds up a bit more full coverage. So when it dries down and has been on the skin for a while before you set it, that's how to get a bit more of a full coverage. I would do the same with this concealer as well. So those two concealers, because they're a bit more hydrating, you don't have to work straight away, you don't have to rush or anything to blend out the under eye. Now the third concealer is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer Satin Finish. Now I am the shade light beige. I feel like the e.l.f. concealer and the Hydrating Camo Concealer, the e.l.f. one, I feel like is a dupe for the Fenty Beauty. So I'm going to list the price for this as well. It's obviously a lot cheaper. But yeah, I feel like these two are very, very, very similar. If anyone would like me to do a video comparing these two, which I don't think I've done before, I don't think I might have, but I don't think I have. But yeah, if anyone would actually like me to do a video comparing these two, so doing one eye with this and one eye with this, then please let me know, as I'd actually probably like to try it myself anyway. Now, pretty much everything I've said about the Fenty Beauty one, I'm going to say about this one. It doesn't need blending out straight away. You can allow this one to be on the skin to build up a little bit of coverage. It doesn't dry very matte or very quick, so there's a bit of time to work with these products. And I don't feel like this is a full coverage one either. I don't feel like this one is. But they're both definitely medium buildable concealers. But a little bit of colour correction as well obviously goes a long way. So if you use a bit of colour correction underneath, then you should be fine. It should be enough coverage throughout the day. This one, I feel like creases a little bit more than the Fenty Beauty one. Maybe that's just me. Have you tried both of these concealers? I don't know. Maybe it's just on my under eye particularly. But yeah, I feel like this one creases a little bit more than this one. But yeah, I'd still definitely recommend this one for the price, the quality, and it's actually a dupe for this one. I would definitely recommend it. It's literally one of my favourite ones for myself and clients, like I've said. So the fourth concealer that I'm going to recommend is the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Conceal and Contour. So this is in the shade C7. Now this is their original concealer, and I actually do really love this concealer, but one thing I will say is it's a lot more matte than the three others that I've mentioned. So these three are a bit more hydrating, like I've stated, but this one is a bit more matte. So I do find that when I apply this, you actually have to work a bit quicker than with the other concealers I've mentioned. So I wouldn't normally let this one stay on the skin for too long without blending it away, because it becomes really hard to blend it away. It actually becomes really hard to blend it away. So I definitely recommend it. For the price, it's amazing. However, I just feel like this concealer goes so quick. Like every time I buy a new one, I'm like, oh, I feel like you don't get that much product in this tube. So it's a bit of a shame, but it is only £4 or £5. I'll leave the price on screen, like I've said. But yeah, you don't really get that much, and I always find that I'm always at the bottom of the tub so quick, and I feel like I don't get that much uses out of it. But it's a really good product. I'm not going to say it's full coverage, I don't believe it is, but they've got a lot of different undertones, like very yellow, very pink, good shade range, and it is an easy product to work with as long as you don't leave it on the skin for too long, so it becomes hard to blend out. It can be a little bit drying on the under eye, I'm going to say, but again, that's probably because it's full coverage and matte. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. I use it on my skin, and my skin is normal / combination, but it would probably work very well on someone with like an oily skin or an oily under eye. Now, the last concealer I'm going to recommend is also from Revolution, but this is the Revolution Conceal and Define Infinite Concealer. Now, this is 16 hour wear, and it claims to have 20% more coverage. Now, I don't actually, I think I've done this before. This is in the shade C5, by the way. I think I've tried this before. I don't know if I filmed it for YouTube, but I might have just done it on myself at home, tried it out. I don't really think there was that much of a difference between this 20% more coverage concealer and the original concealer. But again, everything I've just said about this concealer is pretty much the same with this one. It's a matte concealer. It claims to be crease proof, long wearing concealer, infinite coverage, so it's claimed to be even more full coverage obviously than the original, which I do not think is full coverage anyway. But yeah, I might actually try this experiment on camera, so if anyone would like to see me compare these two, then please let me know in the comment section. Which one do you like best? Do you hate this one? Do you love this one? What do you think? Do you see a difference if you've tried this yourself, do you think this one's got 20% more coverage? I don't know. I don't think I noticed a difference when I think I have tried this. I don't feel like there's that much difference. But yeah, I definitely recommend this one also. Not full coverage like I've said, but with a little bit of colour correction should be fine. It's not too bad for creasing really, but it's inevitable that it will crease. So yeah, I definitely do really love this concealer as well. But they were just my top 5 concealers, and I thought I would share them with everyone, as concealers are so tricky. It's so hit or miss with concealers, I think, anyway. So they're my top 5 that I always go to if I need my under eye to be absolutely flawless, and if I really need it to last and just look perfect all day. They're my top 5 concealers for myself and for clients. So they're the concealers I most trust, I most rely on. So what are your top 5 concealers? Are they the same as mine? Are they different? Do you absolutely hate the concealers I've just listed? Please let me know in the comment section. And also, let me know any other recommendations for concealers, as I'm always up for trying new makeup all the time. It's one of my like favourite things to do in life. So yeah, just leave me a comment in the comment section down below. And I hope that everyone enjoyed the video. Please like this video if this is the content that you like to see. If you're actually enjoying this Foundation Friday series, no, not Foundation Friday. And if you're actually enjoying this Friday favourite series, then please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section some feedback. Turn on the notification bell and please subscribe. But most of all, thank you so much for watching, and I will be sure to see you in the next tutorial / review.